a time to laugh, a time to cry, and a time to be angry. Anger is said to be a secondary emotion of hurt and fear. But the reality is that anger is really saying something isn't fair.
That's right.
It's just not fair that our government seeks to balance the budget by cutting programs for children, but refuses to look at revenue options. It's not fair that the people are paying their fair share of taxes, but big corporations are making record profits but not paying any taxes. It's not fair that we CalWorks moms kept our part of the bargain and stayed off of welfare more than 24 months. But the child care assistance that was promised was totally eliminated right out from under our feet, just to have a rainy day fund. This is the tyranny of our government. Year after year, the government cuts and cuts and cuts programs for our children and programs that benefit our community, but refuse to consider options for generating revenues to our great state. It's not fair that Chevron, Exxon, Valero, Boeing, Bank of America, General Electric, Carnival Cruise Line, Citigroup, and Goldman Sachs made billions of dollars in sales, but paid little or no sales tax. If those companies sound familiar, aren't they the companies that got a government bailout? It's not fair that this great state of California was ranked #1 in education, but is now ranked 48th in the nation. It's not fair that my children have less of an education than I received 30 years ago. All these facts make me angry. But what is that anger calling me to do? Anger calls us to empowerment. Anger calls us to act. It's when we have the intelligence enough to know things are unfair and not right. We should be treated better and fairly, but we are not being treated this way. There's a time and place for everything. Self-esteem comes from being able to define the world in your own terms and refusing to abide by the judgments of others. Oprah Winfrey. Now is the right time to be angry. We are not so far into self-loathing that we lie down and let our government walk all over us. We have rights. Remember those? It starts off with the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We, the people, have a right to these things. They are called inalienable rights. We are the group of people that overcame huge odds to fight off the biggest empire since the Romans. Yes, the rebels won. You're looking at us. We are the people that endured being packed like sardines in ships with little or no water or food for more than 3 months, only to be sold into a life of bondage. We are the people that suffered persecution from our homelands and sought refuge here. We are the people that defied the Sonora Desert, traveled by any means necessary to seek opportunities for a better life. We are the people that tilled this land till our fingers were bare to the bones, and yet we found strength to stand up for what is right. We are the descendants of slaves, starving Irish, religious freedom reformers, Chinese railroad workers, Vietnamese refugees, immigrants from far and wide. Any and all peoples that have tolerated injustices have come to this land for a better life. This is the blood that is running through our veins. We are strong and we will not give up. We will not let up the fight for what is right, for the well-being of our children. The word community means many in one, one in many. When you see me, you see we. When you see me, you see PV. When you see me, you see we. Let us speak today for what is right. Let us ask our legislators to remedy the laws that allow corporate loopholes. Let us continue on even after this day to keep up the pressure, to stay involved in our community and with our representatives. Remember, there is a time and place for everything. In everything, this is our time. This is our moment to speak up for our kids, to be a part of changing how things are done, especially since they don't work. This is the time to make a difference in your community, in the lives of your children. When you see me, you see we. When you see me, you see PV. When you see me, you see PV. We are strong and we represent our children, the future of our community.
Woo! Gina! 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 Gina!
Let me hear you say, when you see me, you see PV.
When you see me, you see PV.
What do you think?
Nobody can hear you, apparently.
Nobody can hear?
I don't know.
Do it again.
Gina? What? That was beautiful.
That was powerful.
And you know what? Everybody needs to hear that. Like, I'm going to post this on the statewide. Oops. Still going?